Now can I being a human being, can I look at my neurotic thing? Is it possible to see my neuroticism? What is neuroticism? What makes me neurotic? All these things that are put into me. Into me in the sense, the me that has collected all this, which makes the me.
Mm-hmm.
Can my consciousness empty all that?
Your consciousness is that, though.
Of course.
Is it only that?
For the moment, I'm limiting it to that.
That is my consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
The proliferation of my fragmentation or my thought is my neuroticism. What am I going to do this? What am I going to get here? Where am I going to get this? Or what am I going to do there? Or how am I going to? I mean, this me is made out of the proliferation of these fragments. Isn't that right?
No, of course. But also this means tremendous question, you follow?
Oh.
Can the consciousness of man,
Be
which
aware.
began 5-10 million years ago,
Mm-hmm.
with all the things that have been put into it, generation after generation, generation after generation, from the beginning till now, you're asking, all that is neurotic, old boy, all that is a fragmented collection, can you take one at a time at those and look at it, or can you take the whole of it and look? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, can you take the whole of it and look? That's not clear. How can you take the whole of it and look?
Yeah, I mean, there seems at least a language problem there, because you say, if you are that, how are you to look at it?
I'll show you in a minute. I was going to.
No, but I meant that it is a difficulty of stating it.
Stating it, I know. It's a verbal, the words are wrong, you see.
Right.
All right, the words are wrong.
Because the words are made by this very system there.
Yes. So we shouldn't take these words too literally.
Too literally, of course.
Could we say that the words can be used flexibly?
Right. Now that's a good...
No, the word is not the thing.
That's right. The word is not the thing, but the word points at something much bigger than itself.
No, word is not the thing.
Right.
It may be the big thing or the little thing, but the word is not that.
Not that.
Yeah, but you see, we are using words, and the question is, how are we to understand them? You see that they are in some way a clue.
Impediment and...
In some way a clue to what we're talking about. But
Right.
it seems to me, you see, that one trouble with the words, the way we take them to mean something very fixed, like saying,
this chair.
this is exactly a chair. My consciousness is just so. You see, I am the neurosis, and therefore we take it very fixed. Now
It's moving, it's subtle,
moving, it's
much
moving and
more.
changing, yes, and therefore you can't just exactly say I am the neurosis or I'm not the neurosis. Is that?
It's constantly in flux.
But he's saying something bigger, which is the fact that the very thing that we're investigating is the way word is. I mean, the way we use words as the thing is the very movement that we're investigating.
Yes.
That is the consciousness.
Well, that's it.
You see?
Would you repeat that once more?
Yes, that the very act of the word being seen as the thing by consciousness,
Yes.
that very movement is the thing we must
course.
investigate.
Yes.
That is...
Now, can you look at it without the word? Is that possible? The word is not the thing. The word is a thought. And I, as a human being, I realize I'm neurotic. Neurotic in the sense I believe. I live in conclusions, in memories, which are all neurotic processes.
in words.
In words. The words, pictures, and reality. I believe.
That's how you live.
I mean, my belief is very real. It may be illusory.
Right.
All beliefs are illusory, but because I believe so strongly, they are real to me.
Right. Right. They are very real to you.
Very. So, can I look at that, the nature of the belief, how it arose, look at it.
Look at how I'm living in the world in which I'm trapped by the belief in the word is the thing. Look at
Don't
that
expand
movement.
that, I understand. Just look
Look at that.
You've got a belief, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
Now, look at it. Can you look at it?
Well, I saw. I mean, this morning we were talking about the fact that the belief is doctor, word, thing.
Don't expand it. Can you look at
Look at that.
at that fact that you have a belief? Whatever it is, God and the state is the most important, or whatever it is.
Right.
Marx is the newest God, or Mao, and so on, so on, so on.
But I believe it's true.
No, no. Can you look at that belief?
As a belief and not
Can-
as a fact.
Oh no, it's a fact. It is a reality to you when you believe in it. Go to a Catholic, a Hindu, or a
Right.
Marxist.
Well, how am I going to look at it if I really believe in it? In other words, look, I say there is a God,
Right,
right?
right.
Now you're telling me to look at my belief in the God.
Why do you believe? Who asked you to believe? What is the necessity of God? Not that I'm asking. I'm asking
I
you.
know it's there. God is there for me if I believe.
Then there is no investigation.
Right.
You have stopped. You have blocked yourself.
I've
You
blocked-
have shut the door.
That's right. So how are we going to get?
You
Because
can't.
we've got such beliefs.
Yeah, ask him.
Right.
You
How
have
we gonna
tried
get- how we
100
gonna get it to
times
believe-
to show somebody who is a very strong belief.
Right.
He says, "What are you talking about? This is reality as
That's
much
right.
as that."
That's
Yes,
the
well,
problem.
that's the thing, that how our word becomes reality. Do you see? Can we
That's it.
investigate
And how
that?
can we get at this? Because I think we have loads of these unconscious beliefs that we don't really shake, like the belief in the me.
Yes.
I mean, I think
No,
that
but he's asking some other question.
Right. Well, how a thought or word becomes a sense of reality. Do you see
Yeah.
that? That's,
Why words have become realities?
You see, and I think a deeper question is how the mind sets up the sense of reality. Do you see? I mean, if I look at things, I may think they are real, sometimes mistakenly, and that's an illusion. And but when it comes to and even with objects, you can say a word and it seems real when you describe it that way.
Right.
And therefore, in some way, the word sets up in the brain a construction of reality.
yes.
And then everything is referred to that construction
How
of
am I
reality.
to investigate that?
What created that reality? Would you say everything that thought has created is reality, except nature?
But that thought didn't create nature.
Of course not.
No, but I mean, can't we put it that but thought can describe nature
Yes, thought can describe nature, poetry, all the rest of it.
and also measure it? And
Imagination, all the rest of it. Can we say thought, whatever it has put together, is reality? The chair, the table, all these electric lights. Nature it hasn't created, but it can describe it,
and also make theories about it.
make theories and all the rest of it. And also, it is the illusion it has created is a reality.
Right.
But isn't it, say, to a certain extent, this construction of reality has its place? Because, see,
Of
if
course,
I feel
of
that
course.
the table is real, although the brain has constructed that, it's okay. Now, but at some stage, we construct realities that are not there. You see, and we can see this sometimes in the shadows in a dark night, constructing realities that are not there.
Man there.
Yes, you see, and also all sorts of tricks and illusions are possible by conjurers and so
Right.
on. And now, But then it goes further and say mentally we construct a psychological reality,
That's where it comes.
which seems intensely real, very strong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it seems to me the question is, what is it that thought does to give that sense of reality, to construct reality? Can we watch?
What does thought do, bring about to create that reality?
Yes. I mean, like if you talk to someone who believes in God, they say to you that's real, that it's really there. It's not a construction. And if you talk to somebody who really believes in their self, I mean, I've talked to many people, and you have been talking to the psychotherapist. They say the self is real, that it exists. It's a thing. I mean, you heard a man once, he did a psychotherapy conference, he says to Krishnaji, that we know the ego exists, he says. We've got a theory, it exists.
Well, it's not only that, but see, that I think people have felt its reality, and they refer, what happens is the illusion builds up very fast. Once you construct the reality, all sorts of events are referred to it as if they were coming from that reality,
Quite right.
you see. And it builds up a tremendous structure, a cloud around it of support.
Right. So how